Hey, Coach, when can we expect Elijah to be fully cleared and practice?
Tomorrow. Yep. We were hopeful today. He finished all of his medical testing yesterday, and so now it's just a matter of getting all the results back to get cleared. But fully expect him tomorrow would be his first day.
Coach, is there one player or some aspect of the group that you put together that has surprised you in a positive way? And is there anything that, as a group, you're a little concerned about and need to work on?
I mean, I think last year I was pretty open with you guys about areas of real concern. I don't think we have like glaring things that we talk about every day as much as last year. I would say like who surprised. I think that each guy kind of, you could say something positive and unique that, you never know a player till you actually get him. You can watch film. I mean, it was the old, Chuck Daly said it all the time. Like everybody would have all these opinions before trades, and then he's like, hey, we're never going to know the guy till he's here, which is so true, both positively and then areas of you might not have known about. But I would say, like, Gabe Dines continues to get better. You can kind of see his confidence rising each day. He's gained, I think, 17 pounds since he's been here, which is a lot in 4 weeks, because we're kind of right at the midway point of the summer. He rebounds better than I thought as far as a range rebounder. And then Jordan Marsh has done a really good job with his quickness and his defensive ability to create steals. So, and then both those guys have uniqueness in their size, one being, 7 feet plus, and then the other being 5'9". So how that plays out over the course of Big Ten season, matchups will probably determine some of that stuff too. But those two guys, Rich, I would say have been, just different than maybe what we had anticipated on what their roles could be and everything. Again, we're only halfway through the summer, so.
Mus, I know you said that you expect Elijah to make an instant impact. In terms of learning curve, because he is coming in a little bit later, what are the main things you think he will have to sort of get over the hump on?
Yeah, I mean, usually Elijah is following me around the court and talking to me. So I think he knows the offense on paper maybe better than anyone on our team. So he's got an innate ability to kind of see things in a different manner. Now when he has to go live and he's in there, it's a different story maybe than seeing it on paper or seeing it from the sidelines. But I would anticipate him picking it up really quick, because he's come into our office, he's diagramming stuff during practice, he's talking to managers and GAs about where he should be on the floor. I think he knows 2 positions, and we'll probably need him to learn 3. But probably the 2 spot to start off with, and then a little bit of 3, and then some 1.
Hey, Coach. This was my first time seeing you in practice, and I noticed you really emphasized the fundamentals, like not jogging, not standing around, which I think we've strayed from in the professional league a little bit. You'll see guys perfectly set up for a 3-man weave in transition, and then they kick it for the corner 3 instead of just making the basketball play. So what do you think the emphasis on those fundamentals will do to help set you guys apart from the rest of the pack?
I mean, I think like as a coach, you just never want to, and you never want to assume that players understand everything. So the first 4 weeks, a lot of fundamentals, but also we're adding a lot of stuff maybe quicker than other programs do, and then we'll finish up the 8 weeks doing the same thing. And then when we get back in late August, we'll be able to kind of work on our execution more, but there won't, a lot of programs, once you get to like late September, when you're in your full 20 hours, a lot of programs are doing 3-hour practices. We don't ever do that. So, consistency in how we're teaching. But we're trying to help them get like habits for the next level, or because there's just all these little things that differentiate yourself when there's equal talent. It's the same thing in a game, in a Big Ten game. You got a lot of equal talented teams. So how can you help prepare them, as best you can through little details, making an extra pass, understanding missing a layup in 5-on-0 is not acceptable. All those type things are super important.
Since we last talked to you, the whole landscape of college athletics has changed. How settlement goes into effect. I know obviously you have been preparing for that for a while with the program, but in terms of looking forward, where do you feel like that has solved some issues of where the sport was, and where do you feel like maybe it is still very confusing and a lot of stuff is still up in the air?
Yeah, I would say that definitely changing landscape, definitely is there clarity? Maybe to some degree, but not clear enough for me to see what's happening today and tomorrow, to be honest with you. It's super challenging because you're coming out of an environment where, name, image, and likeness, didn't have a lot of guardrails, and now there are. And so everyone's got to, there's an adjustment period for coaches. There's an adjustment period for players. There's an adjustment period for agents. I don't know where I can't predict because everything's new. You know what I mean? So a lot of times you can say, well, you look at past history and you can kind of see what's coming. Well, there's no past history of this. So I don't, I read everything, but I don't read it and necessarily think that that's what's going to happen by what I'm reading, because everybody's just, guessing. But we hope that all this new rules and everything help everybody, help the players, help the agents, help the administration, and help the coaches.
Hi, Coach. Annenberg Media, Dominique Williams. You've had a lot of coaching experience, and as the game continues to evolve as far as the college landscape, how has the phenom of the transfer portal has helped, build more identity and a cohesive roster, especially going into your second season here at USC?
Yeah, I think the transfer portal, like for us, we're not really. I think just because we did it at Nevada, and it's a little bit different because players had to sit out, which I think helped the players and it helped programs as well. But the changing rosters don't, I'm kind of used to it. I think that, if you've had G League experience, that just kind of happens. So getting the team together, I thought last year we had good chemistry. I thought our players knew each other well on the floor, knew each other well off the floor. So in today's landscape, really just building the team is kind of how it is in all the sports with a lot of changing roster spots. And I think there's an adjustment period for players and coaches, but I think there's a lot less, oh, wow, looking around the room, I have 10 new teammates. I think the players are used to it. We're getting ready to go out recruiting. I don't even know who's going to be on what AAU team, until I get there. So it's not just, college basketball. It's guys are changing high schools at a way different rate than they were 10 years ago. They're changing states with high school. So I think it's just kind of it's where our society is as a whole. People change jobs a lot more now than they did 15 years ago.
Hey, Coach. Today at practice, the energy looked really great. How would you describe the intensity of the team in terms of from past teams you've coached and how it's going to translate into the season?
Yeah, I think that from an energy standpoint and an enthusiasm standpoint, I think that this group is probably as good as any team I've had at this point. But we're only 4 weeks in, and you want to see what's the intensity level like, what's the enthusiasm level like in January. because it's a long grind, and to me it should be fairly easy to have a lot of energy and enthusiasm 4.5 weeks in, but it becomes a little bit more challenging when roles start forming and rotations and, how does everybody, but I do think this group is on pace, at least right now, to be, on the same level as some of the really good teams that we've had.
Coach, hi again. Watching your practice today, first day, just want to know, the preparation you go in, bringing in, the new roster coming in, and, one of the moments you had there showing a clip from a movie of Austin Powers, and you have kids now born after 2000. Do they even understand the significance of those type of cult classics in pop culture?
They probably have zero idea, which is why we throw in the Cowboys watching, because it's an idea that we took from the Cowboys. But the point of it is, being able to be in a huddle and say, hey, we talked about, on July 10th or whatever, we talked about mojo moments, and we're in one right now. So here's what we're going to do in this situation. We're going to, go to our C option on this particular play. So I think it's just a way to have some fun, break up monotony, let guys get a look into what other pro teams are doing. So that was that's the thought process behind the mojo moment. And I've also thought that past teams have looked at that as a fun time in practice.
All right, last 2 questions here.
Coach, from looking at the team in a couple practices, it looks like it might be a little bit deeper this year than it was last year in terms of who can really play and contribute. Are you expecting to go deeper on your rotations, or can you at this point tell?
I mean, I don't really. I mean, yeah, we do think we're deep for sure. We do think that we have, 13 guys that can all play in a game and contribute. It's hard to play 13. I mean, I'm even looking at summer league games, and look, that's a time that, the score doesn't really matter except to the summer league coach. The general manager doesn't care who wins the summer league game. The owner doesn't care who wins, but the guy coaching that summer league team, because I was in that spot, that guy cares. And I'm looking at these minutes, and even in summer league, there's some teams that played 9 guys last night. There's other teams that played 13. So and that's an 8-minute longer game. So it's hard. I do think we would hopefully be able to play well enough in some non-conference games to go deeper into the bench. When you have really close games every night in non-conference, which is what happened last year, it's really hard to give someone use Jalen Shelley as an example. I wish that we would have played Jalen more in non-conference play, but we had so many games that were, you look up at the scoreboard and it's a 3-point game with 4 minutes to go. And so we need our starters to do a better job of taking care of business in certain games to allow us to experiment and see different combinations.
Back on the note of revenue sharing, in terms of the high school recruiting scene and your strategy with high school recruiting, how has that changed, just knowing that with this new system, this new landscape?
Yeah, I mean, I think until there's multiple signings, I don't, you know what I mean? I think everyone's learning right now, everybody's trying to figure out the landscape. And so, all you can do is talk to the player and his representative and see where it lands. I mean, it's all new to all of us.
All right, thank you guys.
Hey guys, Ryan Cartu with the LA Times. Nice to meet all 3 of you. If you guys could all 3 just kind of tell us what it was about USC, what kind of led you here.
Yeah, I'm originally from Utah, so I've been kind of on the other side of the country the last few years. So one thing, being in LA, it's a lot closer to home, a lot closer to family. I got a fiance that moved with me, and it's easier for her too. She's also from Utah. So, and then Coach Musch, just being able to push me and be able to push me to my best and just put me in situations that I've never been in. And that's kind of the reasons I wanted to come here. So.
Yeah, I would just say the opportunity that we all have kind of to to experience like a program that's won in the past, and we get to really compete at the highest level. And not only do we get to compete at the highest level, but we get to develop as players under some of the best coaches in the country. So it's a good opportunity for us.
Yeah, being a Cali kid up from NorCal, USC is like one of the historic programs, and just playing for Coach Muss, big opportunity, and just the NBA prospects that came out. It's just a lot of history that came out here, so it's a no-brainer.
Here in the back, Aaron Torres, Fox Sports. I'd just be curious. You guys obviously a lot of new faces here, but obviously Coach Muss was new a year ago, new to the Big Ten. I was just curious kind of what the messaging was about what the goals are for this year, the vision for the program going forward, because everything is so new for everybody. And obviously, I'd love to hear from all three of you.
Yeah, basketball is different. So every year you can get a new coach, you get a new team. I mean, I've been in college for 5 years, and I've had a different team every single year. And so just like finding that time to mesh and really just communicate and hang out and outside of practice, doing all that stuff in the locker room, just finding that culture, with the going forward. I mean, the message is the same everywhere. We want to win national championship. We want to go deep into March Madness. We want to win our conference. So I think it's just the main goal right now is just to keep working, keep learning the system, and just get it down the best we can. So.
Yeah, I agree. And I just add on, I think just as we go, I think just setting standards as we go is going to be something that's important for us, and understanding what we need to do together as a team and culturally, to get us to be able to compete at the highest level.
Yeah. We all know that. We all know the main goal is just to win. So the quicker we learn to do that as a team, we're gonna be fine. So.
Hey guys, for each of you, what's the number one aspect of your game that you're looking to improve in the off season this year?
For me, I would say my physicality. I've always been kind of a skinnier type of guy, so I want to be able to kind of play through contact more and be able to pick up like full court defensively and be able to kind of hold my own more defensively, full court.
Yeah, I'd say for me is my motor. Just I think if I can play harder more consistently, that will translate to the other things that I'm lacking in. So I just say my motor.
I would say game management, just like knowing what we need at the certain times of the game, late game situations, just knowing what to do during that time, especially against different teams, different scouting reports, just kind of like the little intricate parts of the game, like the game within the game. Like I'm trying to like hone that in. So.
Another one for me. When Coach Muss was here in the front row, we referenced the mojo moments from Austin Powers. I was just curious, are you guys old enough to know Austin? Have you ever seen that movie? Have you heard of it before today? I was just kind of curious on that.
I had no clue.
I've seen all of them.
I've seen the Beyonce.
You're the man. They're great movies. I was just curious. Yeah.
They're hilarious.
Wait, when did that come out?
That was like 2000.
It was like early 2000s.
I got
Yeah, I think the newest one came out in like 2003. I feel like I could be wrong on the
was
date.
born in
That's
03,
right
so.
around when we were born. But
That's why I ask. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
It had
great
Beyonce
movies.
in it. The one I've seen had Beyonce in it, so that's why.
Yeah, I was pretty lost at first.
How have you guys felt that this team is like moving almost like compared to other college programs that you guys have been in or other high school programs? Like, how do you feel as beginning practices are feeling? How are you guys feeling about the team chemistry?
Yeah, it's because I've been at 3 different schools, and each school is different. But I've noticed we put in a lot more of our offense now and more of our defense and schemes and all that stuff now instead of doing it later. So I've enjoyed that. So then we can just get it down quick and then be able to just get through practice and just go hard and make it shorter. Let us get our personal work in, and we'll know the stuff by the season. So.
Yeah, in my short time here, I mean, it's pedal to the metal. Like we just going. I mean, I know y'all saw today. I felt the energy today. Like we not trying to we not playing around. So it's like it's just we on go. Like starter practice, no holds bars. We just going. So that's kind of like the difference.
Yeah. I mean, I came from the Ivy League, so I mean, we didn't do anything in the off season. So it's nice to kind of be able to do stuff in the off season, and I'm just looking forward to seeing. How much we develop as a team, and just our chemistry too. Like we've already been, pretty close as a team, especially for a whole new team that's coming in together. So, like just stuff like getting meals after practice together, like it shows dividends.
Question for each of you. As the college basketball or just basketball as a whole is the landscape is becoming more global. Where are you guys in your journey that you feel like you're learning from the game of basketball, and how is it making you just better on your aspects of life and just going into this season, but just overall as well?
Yeah, I would say for me, it's my last year. Obviously the ultimate goal is to play professional. So it's I'm getting to a point where I realize what I need to do, and it's kind of translated into my life because I'm about to get married in about a month. So it's kind of crazy. So like just kind of the work ethic towards everything that I do during basketball is going to have to start translating to my new fiance right now. So. And just kind of building a family and kind of getting to that. So,
me personally, I think it's just another step of adversity for me. That I think adversity is always going to help me become a better person overall. And I think coming from a school where I was at for 4 years, it's just something new and it's a different look for me. So I think something like that, it'll help build me as a person all around. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to, but whichever way it may, I know it's going to help me become a stronger person. So.
Yeah, as a grad student also, like, just being through so many different programs and just so many new challenges, it's like I look forward to the challenge. Like, I could have went somewhere else and been, guaranteed more minutes or whatever, but it's like I look forward to knowing the unknown and, like, it's a fight here and just being competitive and just pushing each other. So I feel like just the adversity, learning from different programs I've been through, I got a lot of tools in my toolbox, just different situations, kind of like knowing what to do and just kind of like not taking things personal, kind of like just, all right, here's how I go, and just trying to win for the team. So,
EJ, a couple of things. When did you actually start practicing here, and what role do you think you can fill on this team, given who else is on the roster and what your skills are?
My first day live was today. So y'all, I saw y'all there. I was like, oh, okay, got a show here. But I'm versatile. Like whatever coach needs me to do, whatever my teammates need me to do, I'll do it. Like I'll get water, I'll swipe the floor. I'll do whatever. So just looking to help. With my outside shooting, defense, leadership, whatever it takes. I'm here to help. So. Yeah, today was my first day, so.
Hi guys. I know we're only halfway through summer, but is there anything from a more like holistic view as a team you guys feel you need to work on, or any major emphasis?
Not really. Obviously, just gelling together, kind of knowing each other's strengths, weaknesses also, knowing how to talk to each other. Everybody's different. Knowing how to, get into each other's brains, hearts. Also, like, kind of knowing like what he need right now, so.
Yeah, I think just being comfortable, getting uncomfortable. If we keep, pushing forward and getting spots where we're not really used to it, that's going to make us better as a team. So I think stuff like that, we should be looking forward to.
Yeah, I would say just keep learning what Muss is teaching. Every coach is different. Every coach has different terminology, all that stuff. So just learning the terminology. It's way different than what I'm used to. So learning to kind of understand what he's saying, what he's trying to get out of us, and then just keep learning our plays, making sure we know the positions we need to know, and all that. So.
A question for each of you guys. Muss mentioned in practice today about learning multiple positions and being able to play those on the floor. What's a position for each of you that you feel most confident in, and then a position that you feel like you want or need to learn how to play more?
Yeah, for me, I would say the 4-5. Through college, I played mostly 5, but I've with my capability of shooting, it's kind of been able to slide me down to the 4. So, really just kind of learning how to handle the ball on the outside of the doing DHOs and all that stuff. So for me, just starting to master the 4 and starting to just keep mastering the 5. So.
I think EJ said it best too. It's kind of just whatever coach wants us to play. But I think size-wise, I'm pretty capped off after the 3. So I think 1 through 3, anywhere 1 through 3, I'm comfortable with. But I do say I think I want to learn the 4 and 5 more though, just so I understand where they are exactly on the court. I know for the most part where they are, but I think being a guard, it's important to understand where everyone is on the court.
Yeah, to piggyback, right now I'm probably most confident on the wing, 2-3 position, but like Muss said, like I'm gonna know every spot by the end of everything. I feel like that's just my duty as a player on this team. You just got to know everything. Like he said, know where your teammates are on the court. During walkthrough, you got to know where things, especially if you're gonna be on the court, you got to know where your teammates gonna be. So you might see me at the 5 this year. Like on some Draymond, you know. so yeah, it's just you just got to know everything. So.
Jaden, congrats on the upcoming wedding. Is
Thank
the
you.
wedding back in Utah?
Yes.
How are you feeling a month out?
I feel good. You know, I'm the type of person I don't really get nerves until it actually happens. So she wants me to cry when I see her walking down, but I told her you can't expect nothing. So I'm just trying to not see the dress, not see nothing until I see her on the aisle, give the best chance for her. But exactly. There you go. But no, I'm excited. It's gonna be, it's really special. We've been together for 6-7 years, so since high school. So.
That's tough, man. Yeah. That's tough, man.
But it's awesome. She's awesome. So.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Awesome. Who's y'all's WNBA or NBA player comp?
Ooh.
Like who are you in the professional league?
WNBA.
I don't know about WNBA.
Shit, I'll go. I mean, comp. I don't know, but who I kind of like model my game after, kind of who I watch on the court. Like, you got the Marcus Smarts, Malik Beasley, even though he in trouble right now, but yeah, Draymond. I'm a San Francisco, so Draymond, one of my favorite players. Tim Hardaway Jr. Just guys who can shoot the ball, play defense, hard nose, everyday guys. That's kind of who I, those lunch pail type of guys. So LeBron my favorite player though, but I don't got that vert, but I'm trying though. So.
Yeah, there are a few guys I try to model my game after. Brian Scalabrine, Matt Bonner, and Kevin Herter.
Kevin Herter.
Those are my three guys right there.
Yeah, I would say probably like Larry Bird, like some older guys, Larry Bird, Dirk. Growing up, I was always on Hakeem Olajuwon. But I mean, current game, I don't even know, honestly.
Dirk.
Yeah, Dirk is the most recent one. So
That's a good comp.
Yeah.
Question for each of you is summertime. I know you guys are, hard into practice and everything, but on your downtime, are there any shows you're watching, any music you're into, or anything you're learning this summer?
Shit, Drake just dropped a heater. I don't know if y'all heard.
I didn't hear.
He kind of, I don't know. Even though he lost, he dropped a heater. But I'm a big Rod Wave guy, so I'll just be chilling. I like music a lot, so I'll just chill. You know what I'm saying?
I'm big into movies, so I want to start doing some more stuff about, with the Universal Studios and I went to the observatory by Griffith Park, so I like stuff like that. So I actually want to learn more about the cinematic school here because I know we have a great cinematic school, so I want to look into that.
Yeah, I'm big into Star Wars. That's the one thing I nerd out about. I actually just got my fiance to watch them all this last weekend, so it's been fun, But I mean, I love movies, music. I'm kind of everywhere on that. But other than that, go to the beach on Sundays and then just kind of explore the new city. So.
All right. Thank you guys for
Thank you all.
coming out today.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate y'all.